In today's video, we're going to talk about what makes a good motorcycle jacket. I'm going to try and break down what makes a solid motorcycle jacket, in my opinion, and talk you through the differences between, well, it's good enough and take my money. Number one is CE rating. I've discussed this in all my gear reviews. Again, I mention it every single time. This is your baseline. There are 3 levels of CE rating. You have CE A, which is basically just clothes with some padding in it. You have CE AA, which is clothes with a few more layers of material, different fabrics that are a bit more abrasion resistant, double stitching in the key area so it doesn't pop open, all that sort of stuff, and stronger zips and so forth. And then you have CE AAA, which is all of the above, usually reserved for leather, because leather is just much more slide resistant, much more abrasion resistant than any other fabric that we have ever created or found naturally. So for me, I've always gone for CE AA because I find this is a good middle ground for the kind of riding that I do: summer riding, city riding, a little bit of commuting. It's suitable for everyday use, as it were. Whereas if I was doing track riding, I would definitely be investing in full leathers. So for myself, I've got the 2 jackets, and they're both textile. I have an Alpine Stars Zakka jacket, and I also have a BMW Motorrad Trail Guard, or Trail Guard, I think it was called. They're both absolutely brilliant, and they're both CE AA rated, with full armour, various different pockets to upgrade the armour, things like back protectors, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they're absolutely good all-round everyday jackets. The difference between the two of them is that the Zakka jacket is my everyday jacket, ideal for road use, ideal for commuting, ideal for those blasts out with friends, that sort of stuff. It offers a really good level of protection. It's flexible, it's soft padding, it's comfortable. It is just like wearing a big coat. Whereas my BMW Trail Guard jacket, the Motorrad jacket, is much more suited for touring. It's much heavier, much bigger, much more weather protection, much more wind protection involved in it. The padding is substantially harder, substantially heavier, does fill you with a lot more confidence, and it's also got about 1 billion pockets in it, which makes it great for those long rides where I want to have like drinks and snacks and stuff stashed around myself, or when I pull over at the side of the road to take a break. So yeah, if you're riding motorways, or you're doing touring riding, or you're someone that attacks twisty roads at a weekend or does track days, as a bare minimum, you want to be aiming for armour that is AA rated as an absolute minimum, and avoid anything, in my opinion, that is just A rated. You can check this by checking on the inside of the label. Don't just fall for their marketing gimmicks. When you've physically got the jacket in your hand, check the label. It will be labelled AA, CE AA, or CEA rated. It will have that rating stamped inside the jacket. So the second point is to look at armour. What's included with the jacket, and what have they omitted? What's missing in that asking price? So most jackets these days, no matter the budget, will come with shoulder protection and elbow protection. They should come as standard with most jackets. What that protection looks like and how it's designed will vary depending on budget. Higher end might come with some more solid protection. Lower end, cheaper jackets might come with some cheap foam padding, and you've got to ask yourself the question, is that actually going to offer me any protection in the event of a crash? Most jackets will rarely come with a back protector. You usually have to buy these separately yourself. Now, if you're buying a jacket that needs a back protector, this might be an opportunity to also upgrade your shoulder and elbow padding, because it all comes at different levels as well. You've got level 1 protection, level 2 protection, level 3 protection, and it depends on the manufacturers. So for example, my Zakka jacket came with built-in level 1 armour in the elbows and shoulders, but no back protector. So I can upgrade that and put in a level 2 protector in the back, and I can also replace the elbow protection and insert higher quality, better elbow protection if I choose to. My BMW jacket is an exception to the rule here. This thing came with the biggest, absolute mammoth back protector as standard. This thing is gigantic. It goes my entire back, shoulder blades, up to your neck, comes right to the hips even. The thing is ridiculous. But the caveat to that, whilst it is a much better protector to the stuff I've fitted to the Alpine Stars Zakka jacket, it's much heavier. So it's way, way, way heavier. So whilst it does fill me with more confidence on those roads where I might be mingling with more traffic, it isn't suitable for, say, a spirited ride out with friends where you want something that's a bit more comfortable and a bit more nimble to let you move around on the seat a bit. So what I would say, if you're shopping around, have a look what's included and what's not included. And if you're looking at leather jackets, the same applies here as well. Some leather jackets will come with hump stitched in, whereas others you might need to buy a separate protector that you can insert and take out and put in as you please. So always look around, see what's included. Don't take everything as it will be there. Make sure you read the small print, because like I say, some jackets will be sold without these protectors, and if they are, then it's worth budgeting to get that protector, because the last thing you want is to hurt your back in an incident where someone goes into the back of your bike, sends you flying off onto their bonnet backwards. You could really hurt your back doing that, so it is worth investing in some sort of solid back protection. Number 3 is materials and quality. Now, both my jackets are textiles, as I find this is the best middle ground for the riding style that I do, and for the times of year that I tend to ride on my bike. The Zakka is well ventilated and flexible. It's great for everyday use, and the padding isn't too heavy or hard, and it feels just like a big coat. So I'm very comfortable in it, and I'm quite happy to wear that all day long. It also offers a level of waterproofing and a removable liner and for interchangeable weather. So if it's a hot day, I can take the lining out, and if it drops cold, I can zip this lightweight thermal lining back in to keep the wind off myself. So it's very flexible, and it's a very good all-round everyday jacket. Whereas my BMW Trail Guard jacket feels like it could stop a bullet. It's heavy duty. The textiles are heavy heavy weave. The textiles are heavy weave. It's reinforced in all the right areas, and the padding is rock solid. It's absolutely covered in it. The armour comes right down your forearms, all the way up to your shoulders. Huge back protector that I've already covered. And like I say, it is so confidence inspiring. But the downside to all that is it doesn't have a removable liner, and it can get quite hot, because while it does have ventilation in it, that ventilation has to go through several layers of padding and protection to get to the body. So in summer, it can get quite hot, and it can be quite tiresome given the added weight. So what I would say is textiles vary wildly. They're not all one size fits all. So you want to be checking for abrasion resistance, thinking about your riding style, the kind of roads that you're going to be riding on, the kind of distances you're going to be covering, and then looking for things like I say, the abrasion resistance and reinforcement zones that jacket has. Point number 4 is going to be all about ventilation. So ventilation is going to be crucial for all year round comfort. A jacket without ventilation is slowly going to cook you on a hot day. And for me, my Alpine Style Zakka jacket wins hands down here. It has got tons more airflow, big zips at the front you can unzip right the way through, that removable thermal liner. The whole thing is much lighter, much more comfortable to wear, and it breathes much better on a hot day. So for me, that jacket is my summer go-to everyday jacket. Whereas my BMW is built more for those colder trips and those longer rides. It doesn't have the same level of ventilation, but what it does offer is much more weather protection and weather sealing. So it's about picking the right jacket for the right riding you're going to choose. Number 5 is going to be about fit. A jacket that's too loose isn't going to offer you the correct level of protection, because if you come off the bike, it's going to start riding up, moving around, and the armour's not going to sit in the right places. And it's just not going to work as it should. So what you want to make sure you're looking for is a jacket that is a tight enough fit to keep the pads where they should be, but not so tight that you struggle to breathe in it. Because you want to make sure, as I mentioned, all that armour that's built into the jacket and the clothing stays where it should be. Both my jackets are a perfect fit for myself. They offer minimum movement, but also allow me to get into the right riding position on the bike and move around in the seat without too much interference. Number 6 is weatherproofing. I've touched on this a couple of times already, because when you ride dry, you've got a better concentration level. Whereas if you start getting wet and then cold and that wind chill starts getting into you, it can start affecting the way that you handle the bike and the way that you stiffen up and feel. And it'll completely change the way that you ride and how comfortable you are. And as a result, can start impacting your concentration levels. So the BMW jacket is always going to be the best winner in this category. It's waterproof, and it can take on absolutely any storm that's thrown at it. Whereas my Zakka, it claims to be waterproof, but I'll tell you otherwise. I've been caught out with it, and it does let water in. So for me, when you're shopping around, don't take these all-weather, all-singing, all-dancing jackets like the Alpine Stars as gospel. It is worth it if you have something like this and you want to invest in that kind of jacket, maybe going out your way and investing in some sort of over jacket that you can put on top, some sort of waterproofing layer that you can keep under your seat or keep in your backpack. So if you do get caught out in a shower, you have that extra layer of protection that you can throw on. So if you ride all year round, laminated jackets or Gore-Tex layers are going to be worth the money. But if you're only a summer rider, then probably maybe forget textiles. Go out there and get leather. Now, number 7 is pockets and storage. And this is something that most people overlook. But I'll say that one of my favourite things about my BMW jacket is the fact that it's got so many pockets that it would make a postmaster happy. There's literally hundreds of them spread around the jacket, inside and outside. So many actually that I've lost my earplugs and keys in that thing more times than I can remember. Whereas my Alpine Style Zakka just has the 2 pockets. What I'll say is you'll really appreciate having numerous pockets when you're out on those longer rides, because it allows you to store things like bottles of water, snacks, put your keys inside it for things like bike keys and locks. And it allows you to just like carry those essentials with you, things like puncture repair kits, all on your body, and just get you out of having to ride around with a backpack all day, which I regularly do when I'm wearing my Alpine Stars Zakka jacket. And sometimes I find it rather frustrating that I have to have this big backpack on, ruining kind of how I want to ride, and you can feel it throwing you around and adjusting your weight on the bike. So having multiple pockets and having that ability to store things within your jacket is sometimes worth its weight in gold. So keep that in mind as well when shopping around for your ideal jacket. Number 8, we're going to talk about price, because it is essential, and it's vital that you go out there and shop smart and don't fall for the brand tax. So my Zakka was around £180. It's an Alpine Stars jacket, and I paid that when it was new. It was a great jacket, and I absolutely love it. And I did need at the time a new all-round or everyday summer jacket. I don't feel like I got taxed because it's an Alpine Stars jacket. It was one of the cheaper jackets. It was in a sale, so I've got a good brand with a whole plethora of packaging and protection and all sorts of stuff within it. And I do really like that jacket. I think it looks great. My BMW Trail Guide jacket, well, when I've done my research into it, that was double the price when it was new. But I was quite fortunate and I got it for free off Facebook Marketplace. So you do get what you pay for when buying new, especially when it comes to things like CE rating and the fabrics and the materials and the levels of protection they get offered. But you don't have to pay for the logo, or you don't have to pay the full asking price. Make sure you shop smart by looking at places like Vinted and eBay and Facebook Marketplace, because there's plenty of people out there selling last year's gear, selling a couple of years worth of equipment that they may have grown out of, or they may have sold the bike, and you can get these things at an absolute snip. If you are shopping new, look for brands like Knox, RST, Held, Frank Thomas even. They all offer quality jackets without the price tag of the higher ends, more premium, Instagrammable brands like Alpine Stars and Dionysi. So make sure you shop around and shop smart and look for the right brand. And find the thing that suits you and fits you best, because that's what's important here, not the label that's on the clothing. So whether you're after comfort or protection, weatherproofing, or loads of pockets to stash your emergency Haribo supplies, a good jacket is going to do it all. So don't skimp, because your skin's going to thank you for it later if you come off the bike and have an accident. If you've liked this video, please like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Click the bell icon and stuff at the bottom to make sure you get updates whenever I upload a video. I love to see this channel grow, and watching you guys subscribe is a great motivator. And also, if you want to find out more about gear, I've done a whole playlist of stuff around gear, which I'll put somewhere on the screen now. You can go and click on that and go watch the whole back catalogue of things where we've talked about gloves and helmets and boots and jackets and jeans. Yeah, so go check that out as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I get to see you in the next one.